Hello everyone, welcome again to another video from Investing with the Difference. So let's first of all welcome everyone. We have a lot of new subscribers coming in, and thanks again for all the love and the patience you have shown with us. I'm still, as I said before in my couple of videos, I'm still traveling. My frequency is not that great. I'm trying to keep up with everything what's going on. And first of all, today, one thing I wanted to cover before we start the details on EOS or any other news. Uh, Today is the World Wide Web birthday. So this is, let's all of us call happy birthday World Wide Web. And now all of us in this generation, we are so used to internet and we are so dependent on it and we take it for granted. But remember, this came into existence only 27 years ago, that is in 1991. And even when that happened, nobody even bothered about it. Hardly anybody took notice. And why it is important, people who are like watching this channel and people who believe in blockchain, as you can see, there's a lot of negativity around crypto projects, what's going on. You need to understand that this was very similar when the internet started in 1991. And that was not very long back because most of us uh, who are living in this generation today, we don't realize how the things were. We have forgotten that, and this is only 27 years back, and this is what the capability of a technology like blockchain is. Before we get worried about day-to-day price action, I think a lot of news I see, a lot of pessimism around the overall market, what's going on, and all the kind of reactions, because people have seen those great days when the market went ahead in 2017. Market made some big highs, and I think let's zoom out. And I think a lot of people entered into Bitcoin in this area. And I can understand a lot of people are not happy with all the movement, like in terms of corrections and so on. But again, let's not worry about the pricing. Let's look at the bigger picture and the technology. I'm sorry, I think my internet is slow, so it's not loading properly. But again, what I would call it, this is we should not be speculating. We should look at it from a long-term perspective. If you are in crypto, why I'm showing Bitcoin chart here is because, of course, that's a market leader. That is how it we define the markets today. And again, as I've been calling out, the support level is holding. And if you are still looking to buy at a technical perspective, I would say it's a pretty great point to enter if you have still not made a full position, if you have not committed to cryptos and the blockchain world. And Bitcoin, in my view, is still digital gold. It will make like this will be the store of value. While of course we are going to see a lot more exciting projects like what we all here for. We are all here for EOS, and as we have dedicated this channel now to EOS, and we spend more and more time on that. Now let's look at the EOS chart. I think that's something which everybody would be interested in. And as you can see, that Bitcoin has been going up and down. EOS has been stable around $7 mark. So bear with me because I have this chart is loading slowly. I'm on a slow connection. But I think what I am trying to highlight is we are currently very stable with around $7 mark. And I believe that it's a great entry, and you will really realize one day what capability EOS is bringing. While blockchain is something which we in general talk about, which has the capability like internet to change the world, I think EOS is going to show the world that how it can be really usable. Now, before I think while it's not loading, let me go to the next page, which I have already loaded, and that is our proxy page. So this is again EOS Aloha Proxy Research Portal, and we are slowly climbing up in terms of number of voters, and we are now 700 plus. It is a great thing. I think we do need to do more as a group, as myself and my team. I think we will make sure that we do more in terms of researching block producers, in terms of sharing more information to justify this trust. While I think all of you have been assigning us proxy, we are doing our best at this stage. I don't think we have done more than just geographically spreading the proxies, as well as looking for B block producers who are really contributing. And we have been able to verify their activity over, like, which is helpful for the community, for investors, for people who are new to EOS, and so on. And that has been our focus right now. But I think in going forward, we are seeing a lot more activity happening. Some people are coming forward and actually helping define how we can verify whether certain block producer is good for the community, good for EOS, and so on. And we will be doing more and more in this department, because now we can see that our people who are trusting us is growing. And again, thanks a lot for this trust, and I think we will continue to work towards earning that trust. Next step is, of course, I wanted to review what's big on EOS. That is the hackathon, the EOS hackathon, which has underway in Sydney. And there were 200 contestants, which is great because that means more and more DApp developers are working on EOS and they are looking for winning these contests. And that is actually very, very interesting projects coming out of it. So I have not spent a lot of time on reviewing all the projects which went there, but I think what I'm seeing in the news, it's very promising. There are a lot of great ideas coming forward on EOS, and this is something which will really change it. So I think as all of you are focusing on what is happening on EOS in terms of technology, in terms of transactions, and so on, I think the biggest thing will be how this can really change the actual applications. So let me actually load the Blocktivity. I have not seen it for some time. I think it has EOS is on the top for some time now, and again, that is because of some stress tests, and we do need to keep testing the systems while these new apps are coming and maybe going live very soon. Because now these guys are winning the projects like these hackathons, and they are earning a lot of rewards. And I'm sure this experience teaches these DApp developers a lot when they attend these events. What else is happening? I think in the crypto world in general, I think we are seeing a lot of great news. We are looking at a New York Stock Exchange owner who is looking to bring Bitcoin to 401k. Then we are also looking at some news where Goldman Sachs is considering a custody offering. And one of the biggest news for EOS is the news from Coinbase, which Coinbase is actually offering EOS as a custody product now. And this will bring in a lot of money for EOS. So I think overall, market, the fundamentals are looking good. While I understand that the price is not showing that kind of excitement, it is still a retail-driven market. So while my chart has loaded now, so this is what I was highlighting. We are forming a triple bottom on a daily chart. So if you see here, around $6.90 or so, we have almost formed a triple bottom. And right now, we are holding very stable around this zone. So I would say this is a great thing in terms of pricing. So I think a lot of people talk to me on and ask me questions. They're sending comments about my thoughts on EOS price. While I do not believe in giving financial advice through this forum because it's a personal decision and I'm not qualified for that. And also, I do not recommend investing through this channel. It's mostly for educational purpose. But if you look at this chart, it's very obvious that it's a very stable base and it's not a bad place to start investing into EOS if you have not built your full position. But I'm sure most of the people who are on this channel, they are already heavily invested, and that is very visible from people who have assigned Proxy to us. We already have almost $6 million worth of EOS, which is in terms of the votes. Now, there are some questions I wanted to answer. A lot of people, after watching our last video, they're talking about the staking of tokens, how the renting will work. Now, remember, that is still not ready. So let me go back. So this is the video we did. That is the CPU renting model. We reviewed what Dan Larimer had said about the model which he's proposing. Again, this is just a proposal, and this is what I was referring to. This is the post from Dan Larimer, and this is not yet official. This is not yet formal. So that is the first point. So let me clarify all those things in terms of comments which are coming in. So we are not yet there. This proposal is still in early days. And once it is implemented, it is voted or either it is accepted by block producers. I don't know. I'm still investigating whether it will be a referendum, whether all the EOS token holders have to vote, or whether it can be accepted just by block producers accepting it. So these are the kind of things we need to investigate. But what I'm trying to highlight is this is not yet ready. And whenever it is ready, many people are asking us, what can we do, whether we have assigned Proxy to you, whether you will be helping us. Remember, when you assign Proxy to us, you only assign us, you're only copying our votes. So whatever we vote for, the 30 block producers we are voting for over here, you vote for the same block producer. We have no right to your tokens. You are not assigning Proxy. We cannot do anything with your tokens. We cannot stake or unstake your tokens. It is you who have all the rights. You can do whatever with your tokens. This is just a voting proxy. This is nothing to do with your token entitlement, what it means in terms of later on when the stake rewards will go through to you. Those are all independent of this particular proxy assignment. That is one point. The second point is please keep your tokens staked. So this amount, which is the real weightage of the vote, this is going to keep changing. If you unstake your tokens and they are liquid, or you are moving them to exchanges, those tokens are not counted for your vote. So that is one thing. Please make sure you are staking more and more tokens. Second part is, if you have assigned us proxy a few weeks back or months back, please reassign us proxy frequently, because as the vote decay happens, what we understand is when you assign us proxy, and if you have not reassigned us the proxy and you are not reconfirmed in the system, you will not get the full weightage of your votes. So make sure that you do that. While we are voting twice a week these days, you also need to make sure that you assign us proxy very frequently. I understand many of you are not very active, so you can do it once a month, but please do it and not let the votes decay. If you have not done it for many, many weeks, like 2 or 3 months, at some point the vote decay will really impact the kind of effect we are having with this voting. So this is one thing I wanted to highlight. While, as I said, most of this renting proposal, it is still not operational. So do not worry about when you will get these Rex tokens. All those things are still under definition. But definitely it's exciting, but it's not ready yet. And that's what I wanted to clarify to people who are not able to understand the current status. Then another news I think which we heard is that Binance has started the withdrawals now again. Nobody knows what's going on. This is another risk when you are trading on exchanges, when you're keeping your tokens on exchanges, they can just lock your tokens. So I would say that it's always good to use your own wallet. And as you do remember, we have been promoting that for quite a long time. And we do have a lot of videos on how to do that. We have talked about how you create your own account if you have not used created an account yet, if you're new to EOS, or if you always used exchanges and you never had your own wallet. And we also have other videos which show you exactly how to transfer the tokens from exchanges to your wallets and how to set up a wallet. So please do that. I would really recommend everybody to own their own tokens and stake them. And if you're using us as proxy, we recommend you to keep your tokens staked in exactly those accounts which are proxy to us, and please keep reassigning us the proxy. So these are the kind of things. And again, as I said, do not worry about this price. This is something which is a big revolution on a day when we are celebrating the World Wide Web birthday. We need to keep a bigger picture in mind. You need to be committed to it for a long time. And as people did not realize on 1991 what was happening and how their lives were changing, just like that, today when EOS was born only like 2 months back, I don't think many people realize what was happening when EOS was being born. And that is my belief, based on more and more people I'm interacting with who are involved in EOS. I see that this is going to be a world changing phenomenon. And the kind of apps which are coming and kind of stuff which I'm seeing from these hackathons, and not just that, I think there are a lot of other activities we are seeing outside these hackathons where people are coming and announcing that they are going to be moving to EOS. You will see that in next 6 to 8 months. And EOS is still in early days, like in terms of definition, in terms of how this model will work. And that is exactly why we highlighted this in last video, that all this resource utilization and all this is very early days. Of course, I think I would have liked it to be much more better launch from Block.1. I think knowing Dan Larimer, he's a very, very capable guy. He has been visualizing these things for a very long time. I'm a little bit disappointed that this came out a little late. I talked about it in my last video, but I think the good thing is things are moving in that direction. And as an investor, of course, I would have loved to see these kind of proposal built into the first release, so that we did not see developers waiting all the FUD around what happened with RAM, what happened with CPU. And if you see, most of this time when this FUD was happening, most of the tokens were logged into exchanges in frozen wallets. And if you see what happened in this area when the token was frozen, we saw most of the price erosion around that time. And I'm okay. Let's not highlight that part. I'm talking about this fall right after the launch, and all the way up to $7. So this kind of price erosion could have been saved if we had avoided this FUD. Now that even though the market is negative, we are seeing it very stable around this area. And I think this was an artificial move which has brought us down in market cap, because at this point this price activity was completely dependent on locked tokens. The mainnet was not yet, the tokens were not transferable, there were not enough wallets available, and that is hurting most of the investors. And I think that is the problem with when you're talking about party exchanges, when you don't own your tokens. And I think that is has to be avoided. And we need more and more people coming together and owning their own tokens and taking part in this great um, phenomenon, which is going to really change how things are going to move. So again, guys, as I said, I am still moving along around. I think I'm traveling for another 10 days. And once I'm back, I think we will do more live shows. Please keep sending our feedback to us. We do have a Telegram channel getting more and more popular now. We have more than 200 people, I believe. If not, please join the Telegram channel. The link is right here on our channel page. So please click here and join Telegram or Facebook, whatever you like. And these are the two most easy to access places where we are interacting and responding. But I think we will soon start doing more and more posts on Twitter. Right now, we are still way behind in being able to catch up on Twitter activity. So thanks again for keeping the faith and coming back to our channel for watching our videos and continuously increasing our subscriber base. We see a lot of people recommending to each other, which is great. Our goal is simply to create a EOS community which learns together and make the right decisions. And once again, as I said, I apologize if their voice quality is not good because I don't have the right tools right now with me. And one more thing I want to highlight is on the Telegram channel, we are seeing a lot of block producers also joining us, and we are getting a lot of contacts from block producers individually on telling us what they are doing. So I think we are not staffed right now to be able to review everything. So we apologize for that as well. And very soon we are going to look into expanding our team and see if we can spend more time with block producers, and maybe at some point we will do some more interview format shows, and that's something which we have in the pipeline. And if you believe that that's a great idea, do send us your comments, and we will definitely add those. So thanks a lot for joining again, and I hope that the market sustains. As I said, we are at a critical point. Whether we are talking about EOS or whether we are talking about Bitcoin, they are very, very critical support levels. So as an investment perspective, I would say it's very important that the market holds on here. There's a lot of positive news around, and we hope as all the investors who are committed to EOS, we don't want them to lose a lot of money and lose faith in this great technology. But I think overall, in terms of fundamentals, nothing is going wrong. We have a lot of great apps coming. The performance of the blockchain is great, and as I said, I'm not able to load, unfortunately. My internet is down now. So anyway, I think all of you can see the block activity directly, and you know that EOS is on the top and it's doing very good. So please focus on fundamentals, look at the bigger picture. But if you're an investor, I understand that you may want to look out for your stop losses. Nobody wants to lose a lot of money while working towards their faith on why the blockchain is great. So only invest what you can lose, because in short term, nobody knows. But I think in the long term, please get involved. Please learn. Not if you are not putting enough money, put your mind into it and maybe participate in EOS community. Look for developing apps. One day you will realize, just like Android and iOS made so much money for people who wrote apps, I'm sure EOS will do the same if you really put your mind into it. And that's another thing which we are going to start soon. So once I'm back from travel, my goal is to set up some developer communities, and that is something we've already started. And please reach out to me if you're interested in locally in your region, if you want to create a developer community. And we are soon launching programs from Investing with the Difference to help developers and to create some educational content for them. And we do want more and more volunteers joining us, and we will do that soon. So thanks again for joining. Time is running out for me today, but I'll be back with more and more details. And while I'm moving around, remember that I'm still working a lot for EOS community right now. So there are 2 or 3 programs which will soon be announced by Investing with the Difference. As I said, one is in the direction of block producers, where we are going to interact with them more and more, and we will bring more and more community content. Another is for developers, and please stay tuned, and you will watch more and more content in this direction, as well as what we are planning to do. And most probably that will be more formal by end of August or maybe early September. So thanks again. And bye for now, and keep watching the channel. And we will be back with more frequent videos and live shows um, after middle of August. Thank you.